a secret room right now, which is why it looks totally different. But we're in our golf cars clubhouse because we're bougie.
We're in our clubhouse.
We are the real
Housewives of Metamora.
At the country club. Is that wine not good? I got you Pinot Grigio.
Pinot Grigio?
Pinot, she got Pinot, that's
I
why.
got you Pinot.
It had Pinots in it. And so it's
Does
like,
it have peonies in it?
it's Pinots.
That's why it tastes weird. It's the peonies.
It's got the peonies. So we have been gone for a little bit. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
we have been very busy with wifing and mothering and all the things. So it's been rough.
Working.
Working, momming, working, momming.
So
I'll do that all day. It's the wifing.
The wifing I'm out. Can you check me out on that one, please? But we are in our clubhouse. We're actually in the locker room.
Yeah.
Like we totally snuck in, and they brought us wine, and it's amazing. So, on the clubhouse note, we were talking about this whole
Some golf news.
the golf news.
Oh yeah, with what's his name, Scotty.
Yes, like getting arrested, and I find it really bizarre. And here's why. I mean, no, you can't just drive through a crime scene. Was it a crime scene, or was it
what actually happened? Because I heard it from Kevin the day of, and I was like,
watched
oh my
it.
God, there was a crime scene. The best golfer in the
world.
entire world doesn't know, and I don't know what really happened, but I pictured him just being like, screw you guys, I gotta get out
Right.
for my tea time. And he was in a big SUV, and he just drove over a curve
not
and
it.
almost hit
I
the
watched
body.
it.
What happened?
So he drove into where the crime scene. It's not a crime scene.
Was it?
It
Yeah,
was.
Scene of an
A
accident.
scene of an accident. It was a fatal accident. It wasn't a crime scene.
investigation.
Yes,
probably.
So he drove in. It was 6 a.m. We had to be to the course. They were starting the,
Was it dark,
the tournament.
kinda?
It was darkish, but it was a little bit lighter. It was, and the rumor has it. This part I can't confirm, but the rumor has it that he was told to go, like go through slowly and go around this way. So he went up and over, and a police officer chased him. And today I watched it on the news when they finally released the video. This police officer chased him and like grabbed onto his window, and he immediately stopped.
That's
right?
amazing.
Right. It was like
Oh, he stopped?
he stopped, and the police officer said I don't know if he said he ripped his pants off or something like it, like he was dragging him and his pants came off and whatever.
Oh, man.
It was great. And this poor guy, I'm gonna say I'm
What
siding.
are the chances? What are the chances?
Right. I'm siding on the side of Scotty. I have to because I watched the video.
Well,
I've heard all the testimonies.
He's pulling into a club for a national tour. They had to have known, okay, there's this investigation, we're blocking off the road, but there's going to be about 50 golfers, professional golfers coming in here that need to hit a tee time.
Yeah.
Like something
But
didn't...
somebody told him to go through. This is what I saw today on ESPN. And so he goes in, he runs out, and they said he dragged him by the window, the cop did. The cop drags him out of his car, puts him in handcuffs, and walks him to the police car. It was
That
so
makes me
bizarre.
think there has to be more to the story. Like, was someone like, no, you can't go,
Don't
and
know.
he would kept going anyway. You know
I
what
don't-
I mean?
I don't know that.
I'm sure.
Like, a misunderstanding doesn't land some... I mean, actually.
What?
Sure.
Hello?
But that type... I just can't picture it. I can't picture
It was
it.
I
wild.
can picture that they did not think he was a professional golfer. They thought he was just some jerk driving through.
Then you stop. If the police are like, stop,
He
stop, then you stop.
Well, he stopped, but he stopped. So somebody else, not a cop, told him to go. Is what they're saying.
He probably. I
So,
think he kept
somebody
going.
from
I think he kept going.
like a security detail, and then he
But
kept.
you saw the
know,
video. He kept going.
Yes, but then he stopped immediately when the police officer like grabbed onto his car. He stopped.
Yeah, I heard that he smacked and grabbed
Yeah.
onto his car,
and
it
then
probably
they
freaked
pulled
him out.
and they arrested him right away.
But why do you need to pull? Even if he's not,
I feel like there's things we don't know.
maybe because even if
I'm
you're,
siding with the golfer on this one. I am,
I'm
and I'm
thinking unless the golfer ran into the cop to try to get through, at what point, even if he's not Scotty and he's just somebody driving through, what do you need to rip him out of their car for?
Wouldn't you just be like,
You don't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you
Like,
don't.
Why did he
it
get
was
ripped
bizarre.
out of his car?
It was bizarre. So that
You
was the
couldn't
story.
hear that. You can hear them on the video. Was there audio? Could you hear like a
No,
scuffle?
because when I was watching it, they were talking over it, like you. But it was
So
kind of.
this guy was like the best golfer.
He's the
of
best golfer in the
number
world
one.
right now.
Did
He's
he
number
win?
one in the world.
Well, he got booked.
He had a bad day.
He went
I
into
mean,
he
gosh,
went
give him
into
a
a jail
break.
cell.
So he didn't even win it.
No, but he came back and he competed.
The story would be better if he won.
I
Yeah.
know, but he didn't.
Well, sorry, Scotty. Now he has to go to jail or something?
No,
He
he's,
did, and then
he
he
was
got
out.
out
No,
of jail.
he's out of jail. See, so get out of jail free card.
Have you guys
It's like,
ever been to jail?
Oh, that is a great.
wow, this went south.
Oh no.
I haven't, but I kind of want to try it out.
I was gonna say she's jealous.
You're
I
jealous?
watched a show on Netflix, like where what was that? They
60
opened,
Days In.
No, they opened all the doors and they let them build their own community in the jail.
That's not
and-
how it works. Oh,
Yeah.
with the warden.
Yeah,
Right, yes, I've seen
yeah, I watched that and I was like, I think
I'm
might
not
wanna
going
try
to
it
admit
too.
or not admit, but I will tell you, there's been life experiences that
Okay.
have led me down paths that make me think you don't want to be there.
I don't.
No,
Oh,
no. So
I could make a difference in there. I think.
Wait, you were actually in a jail cell?
what are we talking
Oh.
about? I said there were
Oh,
life
oh.
experiences that could
Oh,
lead
Like,
you.
did you have to share a toilet?
I said there were life experiences
In
that
your
could
life
lead you.
In your life experiences,
It's a,
when
it's
you
what
a
is
had to
the-
unique
share
what
an
is
place.
the-
open
what is-
toilet.
It is a unique place.
Did you
Did
have
you have to
soap and a
poop?
rope?
No, don't
Did
bend
you
over.
have to poop in front of
You
people?
don't
Oh my
bend
God.
over.
Wait,
I'm not saying.
I
I'm saying
have the
this
best
is
story. I have the
hypothetically.
best story to this. That did not happen to me, but in high school.
That did not happen to me.
I had a friend.
I did not get stuck in a subdivision for 4 hours. trying to-
her nickname was Long Duck Dong.
Oh, you
Because
told
her
us
last
already.
name, yeah. So, sweetest girl, she had marijuana in her purse back then. Now, like, you're just allowed to legally have
There,
it.
you can just like.
Unless
go-
you're in Russia and you're a Britney Griner.
Yeah.
Right, then you're done.
Only in the U.S. Anyway, I think she had it in her purse or she had it in her car maybe, and she got stopped for speeding, and she had like a pipe or something in there. Now, granted, we're old that when we were in high school, like that's bad.
Like you're going to
yeah.
prison for
Yeah.
life. You're
so
done.
She went to jail for the weekend, and she was the kind of friend that like would never go out in public schlepping around without makeup and stuff on. She was always like fixed up. So she goes to jail, she comes home, she calls me, and I'm thinking like, my friend just went to jail for like 3 or 4 days in like the Bowling Green like county jail. So she calls and I'm like, oh my God, like what happened? What did you do? There was no cell phones and stuff then, right? We're on like a phone with a cord wrapped around
Yeah.
the cord. And she's like, oh my God, Danielle, it was terrible. And I was like, what happened? She goes, I had to wash my hair with a bar of soap. And I was like, oh my God, you didn't get beat up?
Right,
Okay,
nobody
like, you're
beat you
fine.
Yeah, no, it's a different world, you know. But
Yeah, I'd like to check it out, I think.
well,
What'd
good
you
news.
do? What'd you do?
I said
Oh.
hypothetically.
What's the worst thing you did or closest you almost got to getting like arrested? Anything?
I did a lot of bad things, but I never.
Got caught for
There,
anything?
the people weren't really. You didn't get in trouble for as much back then.
No.
Yeah,
no.
see, mine's not even something I can vocalize. So we're
No,
not gonna-
I got an underage consumption drinking.
Yeah, that's easy.
No, but it was.
I was.
It was scary, and then I was probably, I don't know how old I was. I don't know, I wasn't 21, but they went around, they had an undercover cop, like walking around, like whenever you see somebody.
How were they walking?
Walking like this, you're a douchebag, okay? Like,
Yeah.
he's walking like this around a bunch of people. He's underage. We're at this little lake called the Quarry where everyone would hang out at, and everyone's kind of drinking.
I know the quarry.
And bowling, like outside of
I
Bowling Green.
used to.
So
That's where I
fun.
did my scuba diving.
Oh yeah, because
No
yes,
way!
you see people hanging out there. And like,
Yes! Oh my god! I know that was so close to you.
You were one of those nerds scuba diving.
I
where
totally
while
was
we
a
were
nerd.
drinking.
I was scuba diving to get my scuba certification.
Yes, people would come
Oh
out in
my
scuba
God,
gear
I
because
totally
it's
did
a
it.
quarry and it was like 100 feet deep.
I
and
know
yeah.
exactly where it's at. I know. Sorry. my bad.
So that's so ironic.
I did because we drove all the way down there, and I remember thinking, we gotta go all the way here. They're like, it is beautiful because the underwater there
The
was
water
gorgeous.
was
It was
crystal
gorgeous.
clear, yeah.
It was gorgeous. Oh my
So
God,
he
funny.
was walking around and all of a sudden he just started yelling in the person's face next to me, "How old are you?" And like I was looking around and like a couple guys were looking at me, like my friends, and they were like looking at me and they're like, say 21 or whatever. And he's like, "How old are you?" to me, and I was like, whatever, 18 or something. And all I had to say was 21, and he didn't have like a reason to like.
Oh yeah.
So I just had to say that because I wasn't doing anything illegal.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that, and of course I was like honest, and I wasn't gonna like lie. Like clearly I knew he was like a police officer all of a sudden. So then I had to go to a court date, or like I had to go talk to a judge or something, and my dad came with me, and of course my dad was like, "I went to Vietnam at 18, like this is kind of crazy, like she wasn't driving, whatever." So I don't know, I think it was
I
like,
mean, where I am from, the police, there was one police officer, only one, and he.
It was Joe down the street.
His shift ended at 11 p.m. So after 11 p.m., it
Party
was a
on.
free for all.
oh,
Yeah.
if he saw you out drinking, doing something stupid.
He wasn't a police officer anymore. His shift ended at 11.
And
but
you would
we used to
see him?
cruise town, you know. I'm sure you guys probably cruise
Yes,
town,
yeah.
right? We used to do
We
it
didn't
backwards.
cruise Brown City.
Well, we used to do it backwards in reverse after 11. So you would like cruise like normal,
Backwards.
and then at 11 the police go away, and so then we would just cruise in reverse.
Like
That's
in the
hilarious.
reverse direction,
So-
or with your car
With your
in
car in
reverse?
reverse.
Oh
In my world, we lived.
Why not? Why not?
I lived on the east side, and so we would cruise Gratiot. Okay, so Gratiot was.
Oh,
like,
that's like serious
Wow.
cruising.
it was like Woodward.
Yes.
Right? And you would cruise, and you would go all the way down to 8 Mile. You would go around the turnaround, and you would go all the way up to 16 Mile, and you would go around, and you would meet. It was like a dating site. It was like
Oh,
now's
God.
online dating.
Lapeer was like that for
That-
us. We used to go to Lapeer
Yeah.
to meet boys.
I
And
could
you
see
go,
that.
There
and
were
we
so
had,
many boys.
We had a White Castle at 11 in Gratiot.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what, that was the place.
That was
Like
the
you'd be
hangout.
putting your lipstick on as you're driving there. You're
White
like,
Castle.
I am gonna look so good, and that's where you would finally meet up.
Those were the freaking
The best.
days.
The kids
The
don't even
best.
cruise anymore.
No.
They're like, because they're social media, they suck.
I know.
Now they
God,
peruse.
those were
They've
the
never
freaking
played
days.
strip padiddle.
No, they didn't do none of that. They had no like, nothing.
I mean, like some of like our accidents or bad things were like we were in a cornfield and somebody was like doing donuts and flipped their car, like
Right.
turned their
We
car.
burn a couch in a cornfield.
Oh yeah.
That was amazing.
I never cow tipped.
You
Did
know what?
guys people
I cow tipped?
We cow
Never
tipped
done
one
that.
time, and it was by my cottage actually. Yeah.
Wait,
We went-
wait. You keep your feet shoulder width
Yep.
apart. You put
Yeah.
your hand between the 100 and the hot gets a 32 belly option on two.
Yep, that's exactly how you did it. No, honestly, and the one time I remember, I had my junior year of high school, might even been my senior year. I had a girlfriend who had a Ford Tempo, and we had 8 people in that car. This thing was this big, and we were driving down Tinkin.
Oh my God.
So I went
Tinkin?
to. Well,
I
here's
know
why.
where that's at.
Yeah, here's why. I lived in Sterling Heights, and all my rich friends lived in Rochester.
Oh, of course, Rochester.
And so we went to Rochester, and so I was like, well, I'm cool, we're
I'm
going.
hot shit.
So we get out there, and her car kept breaking down. So we realized, and we started to figure it out, we're like, every time you stop, your car dies.
Stalls.
And it wouldn't start, and it would start. So we're like, you can't stop anymore, because we all have to get home, now we're on curfew. And so we didn't stop. And at one point, we were
Like
driving.
roll through the stop signs.
roll through the
lights.
lights, stop signs, and now we get to a point we're going around the turnaround, and there's cars coming, so she goes back out of the turnaround. Now we are heading into oncoming traffic in a Ford Tempo with 8 of us trying to keep the car going. And I remember getting home that night, and I laid my head down laughing, and I finally laid down and was like, holy shit.
I cannot
What
even imagine.
did we just do?
I mean,
All this crazy
we
stuff
only
we
had
did.
like a few paved roads that
Yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
drive on. I can't imagine like Tinkin.
Oh, yeah, no, we
Oh
were
my
real deal.
gosh.
But the other part
We
is
only
that
had a
it,
few paved roads.
it wasn't like it is now,
See, so-
right? It
so-
was still a little more mellow than what, like now you go to Tinkin and you're like, holy shit.
Oh
that's-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Now it's like, but even when we go down Gratiot, everybody would bring out their like cool cars, you know. Like,
Oh, for sure.
and we would cruise it.
That's what I
and
think of when I hear Gratiot. I think people are
When
cruising
when I turned 16, I bought,
on the street in the Essex.
right?
Oh my God, that is the intro song tonight.
Then we're playing it.
Yeah.
But when I turned 16, I bought a Mustang. Like it was
Of
old,
course, she had a Mustang.
I did, it was my
Of
first
course
car.
you did.
That's amazing.
And so I thought I was like it. Like I was it. And then I got like a ticket the first week. I got a ticket like the second
I
month.
What
had
was
a
your first
Pontiac
car?
Bonneville.
What was your first car?
A Pontiac Bonneville.
Okay.
And I never got a ticket, and all my friends could fit.
Now I got
And
tickets
I
every day.
broke the center console. That's all I'll say.
Oh, we know that
Oh,
story.
damn, Gina! Oh my God. God, I wish I had an interesting story like that. My first car, it wasn't really my car. I drove like my parents' old used car, but it was a Chrysler LeBaron. It was like chocolate brown.
Love LeBarons.
And it had like the velvety brown top, but it talked.
Oh.
So when
it was
you,
like the kit car.
when you open the doors, it was like your car is ajar.
Wow.
See, mine was my
fancy.
grandma's old Mustang that was like, she was like the cool grandma, my Busha. And she was like, I'll sell it to you for $2,000, which
That's
at
a
that time,
lot back then.
dude, I bought that thing and it was pristine. I pulled into the school parking lot. I was like, I'm driving a Mustang. And then I'll never forget it. We almost had like our own spots. Like you knew where you were gonna park. And then the two cars next to me were Mercedes, and I was like,
Oh.
it's like this is my life.
What's the first car you ever bought yourself?
An Eagle Talon.
Oh, I
Gosh,
remember
the
those.
memories.
Stick shift.
Oh, my first car was
amazing.
my first car was a stick shift too. I didn't know you drove a stick.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was a
I
little
love a
black
stick.
Honda Civic.
I love me a stick.
Mm-hmm.
Conrad we drove in her car up to Toledo from Bowling Green, which is like a half an hour. I got my first car, I paid for it, I was gonna pay for it myself, I had a job. Little black Honda Civic, stick shift. I had never driven a stick shift in my life. The guy took me out in the parking lot, I leased it, he taught me how to drive it, and my mom, who worries a lot, was like, yeah, let's just go home. So she just let me roll through all the lights because I didn't wanna.
I
Stop.
taught myself how to drive a stick shift by stealing my dad's truck.
Oh,
So when they were like gone for the night,
Yeah.
I would take his truck and because it was the only car in the driveway and I wanted to go somewhere, so you had to figure it out.
Yeah.
So I taught myself how to drive it, and then he went with me to buy the Eagle Talon, and he was like, "How do you know how to drive this?" I'm like, "I got it, Dad."
yeah, I got no problem. That's all I drove because when I got my first motorcycle. Well, I got my first dirt bike before I had a motorcycle. But I got my dirt bike. It's the same concept, but with your hands. And so then when I got my car, stick shift was like no big deal.
I love a stick car.
Yeah.
I do too.
The only
Dusty's
time-
dad just bought, well, not just, he's had it for years now, but he has a, I think it's a Camaro, or
Yeah,
it's one of those
Camaros
fancy
are
cars.
cool, yeah.
It's a stick, and so sometimes, like, we go there, and I'm like, let me drive it. I
That's
still, like, it's just like
fun.
riding a bike.
It is
Oh
so
my
cool.
gosh, I haven't driven a stick shift car. I did have one when the kids were little for a little bit, but one of my friends and I, when we were 14, took out her dad's Ford Bronco. It wasn't a stick shift, I don't think, but we drove it like around the block. At 14 years old, we just
Yeah.
took his car
Yeah.
out. She was one of those people that kind of did stuff like that and didn't get in trouble, and I was just along for the ride, like, sure. And it stopped in the middle of like a side road, and he had to come pick us up, but we don't have cell phones, so I
Right.
don't even remember if we walked to like a phone booth. I think he drove around. I think he
Looking
came
for you,
home and
yeah.
knew his car was gone, and the car stopped because we were driving it with the emergency brake on. So we probably just killed the trans.
So-
Live and learn.
ruined
It used
the-
to be, when we were growing up, it was live and learn, and
Yeah.
now we don't let our kids
No,
live
never.
and learn.
No, we don't. We don't let our kids live and learn.
Last car story, and then we'll move on. But this is great.
This
My
is amazing.
brother and my brother was older than me, and my parents went to a party with their friends. Like we would do now. And now I'm like, oh my god, you guys were so old, but they weren't. They were like our age now. And so my brother and I decided they had a cougar. Do you remember the cougars?
Yes.
And it
Hell
was
yes.
gold, metallic,
Oh.
like it was beautiful. And we decided we're gonna take it to 7-Eleven to get candy. And my brother's like, I could take you, I could totally drive it. I'm like, okay, cool. So we back it out of the driveway, and we realize the neighbors are watching us. And they know. Jean's like, yeah, no, we can't, we gotta go back in.
Neighbors used to watch
So
people, yeah.
he pulls back into the garage, he's like, close the garage door, and I'm gonna park it just like Dad had it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I close the garage door, he floors it and rips the fucking garage door right off the house and drives the car through the
Holy
garage
shit!
door. And now the car is out of the back of the garage door.
Oh my
It's
god!
like a garage door opener, right?
Single panel doors can also be
See? Even Siri knows. So he rips the garage door off the back of the garage, and we take, I'm not kidding you, and it's gold. It's like gold, like this. We pulled it back in, and we're hammering the garage door back together. First of all, I'm not kidding. And then we are taking, and my parents know this now, thank God, I would never tell the story. We are taking a gold crayon, like those gold shimmery crayons, and a blow dryer, and we are trying to melt it to all the scratches on the back of the car. And we are melting it, and my mom comes home, we think we fixed it, right? The whole garage is like this, like we think we fixed it, and we walk outside, we're like,
She opens it and it falls off, and you're like, "What'd you do?"
didn't even have to open it. You looked and you were like, our house has an ass. Like, it's like this.
Oh my god! Did you guys?
She came in and she fucking lost her
Her
mind.
I can't imagine.
What the fucking? I was like, I don't know. I'm like, thank you, God.
That's amazing.
And so yeah, so we melted crayons onto her car. So that's our
So I love
What's
this.
that sound?
It's not mine.
It sounds like an elephant.
I was like, it's not my phone.
Oh, we got little skis playing.
Oh my god.
All right, so that was our.
I
That's,
love this old school conversation.
I know,
Yeah,
but
we
it's
better
so
wrap
fun.
it up though.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have been out and about, but we will be back. We're gonna
Someday. We don't know when.
No, we don't. But we'll be back. to our
Maybe
standard spot.
another location. I think we might need some special guests on the show.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's cool enough.
Like
I
some
know.
sports people.
if you think you're cool enough, you gotta
Apply.
comment on this.
We'll
We've
We're gonna
already
do
had a couple
interviews.
applications, and I'm
Yeah.
not sure they're cool enough.
Right.
We'll see. We're
We'll
still
see.
thinking.
But we're interviewing. So if you guys decide that you're interested in giving us your 2 cents on anything sports related or otherwise, right?
Yeah, it's
We're
about to
open.
get fun. I mean, like summer, like football starts up again.
Yeah.
Oh
Right.
my gosh, yeah. I
Yay.
think maybe we should do a little pickleball here before we
Pickleball.
yeah.
We
And
got
some summer sports.
we got pickleball, we got the pool, we got all the things.
Beach volleyball. I would love to play beach volleyball.
I would
That'd
do
be
that.
fun.
So if you're
Like,
open to
so
it,
much
Sand.
jumping.
Oh, jumping.
you should like jumping, sweating. What was the
Yeah.
other thing?
Oh, that's me. I don't
Oh,
like
you don't like
sweating.
sweating. Okay,
I
Jumping,
don't like jumping.
sweating.
Sand is a no. It gets in all your cracks.
Crevices.
I love sand.
Yeah, no thank you.
I love sand.
I
I
love
love
sand.
the beach.
Ugh,
I kind of
hate
feel
them.
like we've got a lot of good things coming. We just
Love
have to. You guys have to realize we got other.
We
stuff
got shit.
going.
We got some shit busy stuff. Look around.
Look
to
at
do,
it. I mean,
right?
we're swamped right
Yeah,
now.
we're, like,
I
so
mean,
busy at the
kids,
clubhouse.
go to bed. I'm kidding. We're at the clubhouse.